Hi, my name is Franso van der Merwe and I work for IBM in South Africa. In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to do callable flows from AppConnect Enterprise. I'm going to break it up in a two-part demo. In the first part of the demo, I'm going to deploy both flows locally on-premise. And in the second part, I'm going to move the callable part to AppConnect on IBM Cloud. The screen you see is the toolkit for AppConnect Enterprise. I've prepared my flows already, but let me show you what I've done in there. This is going to be the part that's going to be always run on-premise. I've got an MQ input node in there just to start the flow off. It's going to call a queue called in on my local queue manager. This compute node is just where I would usually add some business logic. This time it's doing nothing in here. Then I'm going to call a callable flow, and when it's successful coming back, I'm going to write something out to a queue called out in my local queue manager. Now this callable flow invoke needs a few parameters. In here, the target application. Now you can see here my application name for my callable, where my callable part is running in, is called Demo Callable Flows Remote App. And I'm going to call an endpoint in there called demo_endpoint1. If I open up this flow, there's a callable input node and a callable reply node to start and stop this flow. But in a callable input node, you'll see there's that demo endpoint1 that I've just mentioned from this side. Remember this callable? It says demo endpoint1. It needs to match with this demo endpoint1 sitting in there. Again, this compute node will just do nothing in there. So I would usually add some business logic, maybe looking something up in a database, etc. And then I'm going to write something out to a queue called dev.queue.for. Now, this is going to be for the first part. Dev.queue.for is going to be on my local queue manager. Let me open up my MQ Explorer. Here is my three queues I was mentioning, my in and my out queue, and there's my dev.queue.for sitting there. Back to the toolkit. Let me deploy these two flows in here. And there's the second one. And you can see both flows is running inside this integration server called server 3 right now. Now the rules for if you use a callable flow for AppConnect Enterprise is that if they're running in the same integration server, you don't have to do anything else. That endpoint name is now registered inside this integration server, so it will know this flow, the first one, will know how to call the second one, because there's some links that was made inside the integration server. So to kick off that first flow, I need to just put a dummy message inside my in queue. I'm going to call it in, put that message, close it, and if I refresh here, you'll see I've got a message out and a message in dev.queue.for. Now the message out comes from this flow, my input flow. Remember, when it was successfully called, put the message into out. And dev.queue.for was populated by this node sitting over here. So it works perfectly okay by running the two flows in the same integration server. In the second part of this demo, I'm going to split these flows, one to run on-premise and the other one in AppConnect on IBM Cloud. So what I do need to do is I've got a queue manager running on the cloud, and I need to use a policy to point to that queue manager on the cloud. I'm going to use a policy with the name of mqdemo. This first bit is part of the protocol API v1/policy/mq endpoint. So let me save this. And I need to deploy on my local side exactly the same flow as just now. I've just changed this file, so I need to update the bar file. So let's go and build and save the bar file again. And I'm going to export this bar file so that I can pick it up when I import it into AppConnect on IBM Cloud. Let me go in here. The first thing I need to have to look to is that flow I want to import needs to make use of an MQ policy. So I'm going to go into MQ policy and I need to see this MQ demo. So let me have a look at, I've pre-prepared this MQ demo. So let me show what is in here. The policy type of MQ, the policy name of MQ demo. Also, when I created that Queue Manager 2 on my IBM Cloud, it returned to me a set of credentials. That credentials had my host in as this name over here, a port that it listens on as 31611, the Queue Manager name, and I'm going to use the channel on there called cloud.app.svrcon. I've also created a username and a password for me on the MQ side called demo2, and it returned a password for me. I'm going to use to connect to MQ via the public internet, and I'm going to use SSL to connect to it. And this is the cipher spec that I'm going to use to connect it to. Let me go to my dashboard and let me import that bar file. Import the bar file. That's the one I've just saved. Open, import it. The import is done. I need to go and connect this MQ policy to that bar file, to that integration server, so that the integration server will know which queue manager to call. I'm going to use demo callable, apply, and now you see there's one integration connected to this MQ policy. Go back to the dashboard. Inside this flow, I don't want to make use of HTTPS, so I'm just going to switch that off. And then I need to have a look at my callable flows. So you will see from my callable flows, there's an application, demo callable flows remote, with an endpoint of demo endpoint 1. This endpoint is not provided by anything yet. I haven't started my flow. And it is called by node 3 server 3. Remember, that is my on-premise side. I can go into my connect callable flows in here and I can test my agent. Yes, it's found some kind of agent out there. Also, before it will pick up the information you've already seen there, I've already pre-prepared it. But you need to go to download the configuration. Let's open it up with Notepad and you'll see there's a whole lot of connection credentials in here. I've saved this file out as agentx.json out there, and in here you can see the file that I've saved out is here, agentx.json. To connect now my local integration server with the switch server, this is this callable flows is running here on App Connect on IBM. So there is the agentx files I've saved here. To connect this my local integration server to talk to the integration server that's running on App Connect on IBM Cloud, it needs to go via the agent, this agent that's here, and it'll talk to the switch server that's running on IBM App Connect on the cloud. It automatically runs there. And the command I need to execute to make that run is this: change properties, my node, my server, and the credentials. There is that agentx.json. I can enter on that to execute that command. Then this portion will show that it understands there's an agent running that is talking to the server. Let me go back to the dashboard. I can now start my integration server. After the server is started, I can go and check again on my callable flows, and now I can see there's an endpoint provided by that flow I've just started over there. I can have a look at my MQ console. Here's my queue manager 2. There's my dev.queue.41. Let's just refresh here to make sure there is no messages hanging around. See all the messages. There's no messages in there. I can go to my MQ Explorer, and as before, make note there's a current queue depth of 1 there and 1 there. I can go to my input queue, put my message, put the message, and let me refresh here. You see there's one more message in the out here. Remember, my flow that's running locally puts a message on out, but there's no dev.q.4 that was added here. That's because my dev.q.4 is now running in MQ on cloud. I can refresh the environment here, and you'll see there's now one message sitting over here. So what have we done? I've got these two flows, one of them running here inside my on-premise server. There's another flow running in IBM App Connect on the cloud. This one right here, and they were able to communicate to each other via the switch server. Thank you.